Someone pushed you today, said something that got under your skin, or walked away like you didn't matter. And your first instinct was to respond, to explain yourself, to chase them down and make them understand. That instinct? Machiavelli said it's the thing that destroys men. There are 3 silence rules buried in Machiavelli's writing that the powerful have quietly used for 500 years. Most people never discover them because the people who know them have no incentive to teach them. The first rule is uncomfortable. The second will reframe every argument you've ever lost. And the third, the one I'm saving for last, changes how you see every relationship you've ever had. Here's what Machiavelli understood about power that most people don't. Power isn't held by the loudest person in the room. It's held by the person everyone else is trying to read. The moment you react, you become readable. The moment you become readable, you become manageable. This is the psychology behind the Machiavelli silence rules, and it's been confirmed by modern behavioral science 500 years after he wrote it down. In 1498, Machiavelli watched a man lose everything in a single meeting, not because of what his enemies did to him, but because of what he did to himself. He reacted, he raised his voice, and the room shifted. Machiavelli noted it: the first to show emotion is the first to lose ground. Here's the part nobody tells you. When someone provokes you, insults you, dismisses you, goes silent on you, they're not attacking you, they're testing you. They want a reaction, because a reaction tells them exactly where your limits are. React, and you've handed them the map. Silent non-reaction doesn't mean weakness. It means you've made yourself unreadable, and unreadable people scare the people trying to control them. But that's only the surface level. The second rule is where it gets dangerous. In 1498, Machiavelli spent years watching princes apologize their way out of power, and every time, the apology cost more than the original offense. Here's the psychological trap. When you apologize publicly, especially under pressure, you aren't restoring respect, you're confirming guilt. You're telling the room, what they said about me was enough to break me. And once the room believes that, the attacks continue. They just come with a smile now. This isn't about arrogance, it's about the mechanics of how people assign power. Private accountability, owning your mistakes to yourself, fixing them silently, that's strength. But public apology, forced by social pressure, Machiavelli called it a surrender disguised as decency. Now think about this carefully, because what I'm about to tell you in Chapter 3 is the rule that makes the first 2 work, and most people do the opposite of it every single day. Machiavelli's third silence rule is the one that changes everything. Beat. Never chase. Not approval, not attention, not loyalty. When you chase, you communicate one thing to every person watching, that you need them more than they need you. And in the architecture of power, need is vulnerability. Visible need is a weapon someone else can use against you. The most dangerous move in any relationship, professional or personal, is to go completely still. Let them come to you, or let them go. Because here's the uncomfortable truth Machiavelli found. Men value what they must pursue. They discard what they are given freely. The moment you stop chasing, the dynamic flips. Not always, but more often than you've been told. The person who pushed you today? Beat. Don't react. Don't explain. Don't chase the resolution. Go still. Let the silence do what no argument ever could. What I just told you only works if you understand how Machiavelli handled enemies, because silence without strategy is just avoidance.